You guys voted. Is it going to be Frog, Kitty? Frog, Kitty, Frog, Kitty. Let's see who won. And it is Frog. Yes. So we are going to do the Frog Desk Buddy today. I'm super excited to crochet this one with you. Here are all of our friends in all the colors, and we are going to put him to good use. So here is the cup. Here is the little Desk Buddy cup where you can fill him with his or her favorite items, crochet hooks, pencils, pens. You can fill it with candy, fake plants. You can put whatever you want in here. So we are going to make one today, and then you can let me know what you put in yours. Maybe it's something completely different, but I do want to know. Okay, so we're going to go through the supply list, and then we'll get started. Before we get started, I just want to talk about a few things. First off, the free written pattern is on yarnsociety.com, so you can grab it there. Also, you can slow down the video by using the gear button, and the instructions are in the pink slide before this. We will be working in the round, and I do recommend grabbing some stitch markers because I do use quite a few in this pattern. And then this is also an advanced beginner crochet pattern, so if you are just starting out crocheting, I wouldn't recommend this pattern, but you're more than happy to try it, and also you can slow it down. And there's also other videos linked down below that could help you out. Okay, we're going to grab our yarn, our H hook, and we are going to get started. We will be working in the round, but we're not going to start with a magic circle. We're going to start by making a slip knot, and we are going to chain 7. Here is our slip knot, and we will chain 7. We're going to start out by making a single crochet in that second chain from the hook and then down the row. So we'll have a total of 6. So here is our first single crochet. We're going to go under our next top chain. Here's 2. We'll move over, and here's 3. Here's single crochet 4. Here's 5. And then going under that last top chain, we have 6. Working down the other side of our chain, we're just going to flip it over here. We are going to be going directly into that stitch right above us. So it does feel a little bit funny, but we are going to go right up into this first stitch here. And then we'll be moving over for 2, 3, 4, 5, and our last one, 6. Just make sure that your tail is hanging out on the side, and then we're going to go into that first stitch, make a single crochet. We're going to find our second chain space there. Here's our third. We have our 4th little chain space. Then we have our 5th. You can sometimes feel for it instead of seeing it. And then our 6th is in that corner there. At the end of round 1, we have 12 stitches. I'm going to grab a stitch marker and place it on my last stitch of the round, but feel free to place it on the first if that's what you're used to. We will be working in the round, so we're going to work straight into our next stitch for round 2. For round 2, we are going to make a single crochet increase into that first stitch, and then we're going to make a single crochet into the next. We'll repeat that sequence all the way around. Place your hook underneath that first stitch. We're going to make a single crochet increase, which is 2 single crochet into the same stitch. We'll move over for a single crochet. Repeat the sequence. We're going to make a single crochet increase. Here's 1. Go back to the same stitch, 2. Move over for a single crochet. Now we're going to make another single crochet increase. And for the rest of the video, I'm just going to call this an increase. Move over for a single crochet. Now we have another increase. Then move over for a single crochet. Move over, make an increase. Then a single crochet. And then our last sequence, this is an increase and a single crochet into our last stitch. At the end of round 2, we're going to have 18 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For round 3, we're going to make an increase into that first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2. So here will be our increase, and then a single crochet and a single crochet, and then we'll repeat that sequence. Go under that first stitch and make an increase. Then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1. Move over, single crochet 2. Then we have an increase. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1. Move over, single crochet 2. We have another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 2. 1 and 2. Increase. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. And then another increase. Single crochet in the next 2. Our last increase of the round. And then we'll single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Getting stuck here. Okay, at the end of round 3, we're going to have 24 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. For round 4, we are going to single crochet in the next 24 stitches. So just single crochet until you reach your stitch marker. Thank you guys for joining me today. It is a beautiful April day, so I hope it's nice weather where you guys are. I know it's so weird, like April can be so chilly and rainy, and we've been super lucky with not a ton of rain, but actually some sunshine. So I've been taking advantage of it and doing my walks. And the spring trees here are insane, like the cherry blossoms, the magnolia trees. It's like I have like flower bombing in my phone because I just have so many pictures of these trees. I don't know when I'm going to look at them, but it's like you take all these pictures thinking like you're going to look at it all the time, and then in a few years, I'll look back and be happy I did. Okay, at the end of round 4, we have 24 stitches. For round 5, we're going to do another increase round. So we're going to make an increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. We'll repeat that sequence all the way around. Here's our first increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. There's 2. And 3. Now we're going to make another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. We have another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Here's another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. And then we have another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. And then our last increase. Single crochet in the last 3 stitches. At the end of round 5, we're going to have 30 stitches. Change your stitch marker. For round 6, we're going to start decreasing. We're going to do 2 stitches turning into 1, and we're going to make an invisible decrease. If you don't know how to make that, I will go slow on the first one. I also have videos linked down below. So to make an invisible decrease, we're going to go under the front loop of the first stitch, directly under the front loop of the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Now we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. So here's single crochet 1, move over, single crochet 2, move over, single crochet 3. We have another decrease, go under the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is another decrease. Gets a little stuck sometimes. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is another decrease, single crochet in the next 3, we have a decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3, and then our last decrease, single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 6, we have 24 stitches. For round 7, we're going to single crochet all the way around in the next 24. So just single crochet till you reach your stitch marker. I was super excited this week because The Handmaid's Tale is back. It's the final season. I don't know if you've seen it. You have to let me know in the comments. But you know, the first few episodes are kind of slow, but I feel like the next episode is going to be the one that starts all the madness in that show. And I feel like we've been waiting for years. I don't know, maybe 2 years at least, if not more. But I'm really excited because I do like that show. So you'll have to let me know if you're watching it as well. I think it's on Hulu now. I don't know if everybody has Hulu. There's just so many streaming services now, you can't even keep up. Okay, we're on our last stitch. We still have 24 stitches. For round 8, we're going to do another decrease round. So we're going to decrease in those first 2 stitches into 1, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2. Here is our decrease. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2, and then we have a decrease. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's another decrease. Single crochet in the next 2. Here's another decrease. Single crochet in the next 2. Decrease. Single crochet in the next 2. And then our last decrease. End with 2 single crochet. At the end of round 8, we're going to have 18 stitches. Round 9, we are going to single crochet in the next 18 stitches. So you can crochet until you reach the end. For the next round, we're going to be making the eyes. So I do recommend grabbing quite a few stitch markers. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, maybe about 6 stitch markers. And if you don't have stitch markers, you can find some bobby pins or even some paper clips or just something that can hold your spot. I don't like to do any guesswork in crochet, especially with this yarn. So I just feel like it's easier to just mark the stitches instead of guessing and then getting the whole round wrong, because it is hard to frog this yarn. Okay, at the end of round 9, we still have 18 stitches. From here, we are going to find stitch 4 and stitch 8. And we are going to mark those with our stitch markers in the back loop only. I'm going to count for stitch 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to mark that back loop only with my stitch marker. And now I'm going to find 8. So I'm just going to double check and count and make sure that I have 4 and 8 marked, just the back loop only. We're going to be working the eyes in the front loop only of our marked stitch. I'm going to grab 4 more stitch markers because I'm going to mark those eye stitches as we go. Okay, moving on for round 10, we're going to start out by making a single crochet into the first 3 stitches. Here's single crochet 1, 2, and 3. In that front loop only, we're going to make 3 single crochet into the same stitch. We're going to mark that first single crochet. So go under your front loop, make a single crochet, and then pause here and mark that with your stitch marker. go under the same front loop, make another single crochet, under the same front loop, another single crochet, and then pause here and mark your stitch. We're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to make 3 single crochet into this front loop only once again, marking that first and last single crochet. So here I'm marking my first. I just flung that thing. Here's 1. Make another single crochet in the same front loop, and then here's our 3rd single crochet. And then we're going to mark that stitch. We're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So you can just single crochet in the next 10. Now don't worry if your frog looks angry when you put the eyes in, because that will be okay once we start to finish him up and make him into the cup, because I did notice he looks very angry at first. I don't want you to be upset. He won't look angry in the end. Okay, at the end of round 10, we have 18 stitches. So for round 11, we're going to single crochet in the next 18. We're going to crochet into those back loops only. We're going to skip the eye stitches and then continue on. And I'll walk you through each of these steps. For round 11, we're going to start by single crocheting in the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip the eye stitches and we're going to work into that back loop only that we marked. So I'm going to get my hook under that stitch, take out the stitch marker, and then we're going to work into the next 3 stitches. We're going to work into the one next to our stitch marker of the eye. So here is single crochet 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to skip those eye stitches. We're going to work into that back loop only. Get our hook under that stitch, take out our stitch marker, make a single crochet, and then reach your hook over to the stitch next to the one next to your eye. Sometimes it feels a little awkward reaching it over. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So at the end of round 11, we still have 18 stitches. You can change your stitch marker, and then you can take out the stitches for your eyes. And this is how we're looking so far. Those would be the top of like his little eyelids. I call them his eyes. I'm not really sure if they're lids or eyes or... Okay, for round 12, we're going to do an increase round. So we are going to increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here is our increase. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1, move over, 2. Then we have another increase. Single crochet in the next 2. We have an increase, single crochet in the next 2, increase, single crochet in the next 2, increase, single crochet in the next 2, increase, single crochet in the last 2. At the end of round 12, we're going to have 24 stitches. Change your stitch marker. For round 13 and round 14, we're going to single crochet in the next 24. I'm going to do the beginning of round 13 with you just to show you how I mark my stitch. We're going to mark this round just to keep track for when we place our eyes. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 stitches, just single crochets, and then I'm going to grab a stitch marker and place it horizontally on one of those stitches. And this will mark round 13 so we know where to place our eyes. Continue to single crochet around round 13, change your stitch marker, go around 14, and then we'll meet back at the end of round 14. Okay, we just finished up round 14. We still have 24 stitches. Here is 13, 14, and we'll move on to 15. For round 15, we're going to increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 3, and we'll repeat that all the way around. So here's our first increase, single crochet in the next 3, we have another increase, single crochet in the next 3, 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 increase, single crochet in the next 3. At the end of round 15, we're going to have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. And for round 16, we are going to single crochet in the next 30 stitches. You can just single crochet until you reach your stitch marker. You guys, I'm excited because I have this frog, obviously, if you're watching him. And then I have my cat. And then I also worked up a cute little fox because I made a pocket fox, but I never put him out there because there was something that just did not look right to me and I just can't figure it out. And I figured, well, let me take that idea and turn it into a desk buddy. And I like the way it turned out. I'm not sure if the nose is a little too big, but I don't have the sizes I have is like a 14 millimeter nose or an 18 millimeter nose. So I don't really have anything in between. So I'm kind of going with the bigger nose. So you'll see, and you can always switch it if you want to make the fox, you can always switch it to a smaller nose and, do your thing. But I think you guys will like it. So hopefully I can keep cranking on all of these patterns and videos and all the things. So, okay, we're at the end of round 16. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 17, we're going to make a decrease round. So here's a decrease, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Here is our decrease, a single crochet in the next 3. Then we have another decrease, a single crochet in the next 3. Decrease, a single crochet in the next 3. Decrease, single crochet in the next 3. Decrease, single crochet in the next 3. Decrease, single crochet in the next 3. At the end of round 17, we're going to have 24 stitches. Change your stitch marker. For round 18, we are going to be crocheting bobbles, small bobbles, and we are going to be working the bobbles into the front loops only. So I will talk you through the bobbles. The main bobble is going underneath that front loop 5 times. The small bobble goes under 3 times, and we will talk through them as we go. To get started, we're going to single crochet into that first 2 stitches. We're going to be working a regular bobble, which is going under 5 times into that front loop only. So it's like doing a double crochet that we don't finish. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go under that front loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to yarn over our second time, go under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, this is our third time, go under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, this is our fourth time, under that same loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. This is our fifth and last time, go under that same loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 6 loops. Single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3. Oop, don't lose that loop. It's a toughie. So here's single crochet 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to do a front loop only small bobble that's going under 3 times. Yarn over, this is our first time, go under that front loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over our second time, same loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, this is our third time, yarn over, and go through 2. Then we'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. Single crochet into the next 3. Here is 1, 2, and 3. We have another front loop only small bobble, yarn over, this is our first time, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, this is our second time, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, this is our third time, yarn over, go through 2, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We have a front loop only regular bobble, it's 5. Go under the front loop, here's 1. Yarn over, this is our second. Yarn over, this is our third. Yarn over, this is our fourth. Yarn over, this is our fifth. 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over all through all 6 loops. Single crochet in the next 9 stitches. At the end of round 18, we're going to have 24 stitches. I'm going to put a stitch marker in my working yarn because I want to pop out my bobbles. And then we're also going to place our eyes and our smile. So let's pop these out. And here I'm going to grab some 14mm safety eyes. So I have these guys here. And we are going to place them between round 11 and 12. So I'm going to pull up this little flap here. And then we marked round 13. So we know that this is round 13, this is 12, and this is 11. So this side has a really a hole that's right in the middle. So this one's a good one. So I'm going to pop my eye in here. And then this side, the hole is not straight in the middle, but it is pretty close. So it's about right here. So always use that marked stitch, the round 13, to count up between 11 and 12. So now I'm going to put my eye on that side and just make sure to not get the flap stuck in the ear. Make sure that you have it over the safety eye. Did I just say ear? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to put our backs on. This yarn's thick, so it only really goes down like one little post. And then we'll do the other side. Make sure that flap's not stuck underneath the eye. This guy is jumping around. Then we'll get that side on. And I always like to mess with the eyes and just kind of make sure that I can move them a little bit, scooch it over if I need to, and all that good stuff. Okay, so like I said, he looks angry. Don't be worried. He will look better once he's finished. Just gonna put some of that yarn that's puffed up underneath. Okay, we're gonna grab some embroidery floss. I just have this thin piece of black. I put a embroidery needle on the end. I like it to be sharp. I don't like to use a yarn needle for this yarn because it helps me to kind of go into the stitches easier. So we're gonna go to the top of 13. So if you have your 13 marked, you'll go to the top of that round. I'm going to place my needle underneath the stitch on the inside. I just made a few little knots on the end. We're going to pull that through until you get to the knot. And then I'm going to go underneath that loop again. Pull that through. Okay, now you get stuck. I always do that. We're going to have our loop, and then we're going to go behind our loop and pull it through, and that'll make a knot on the inside. I'm just going to do it one more time. You can grab any piece of yarn. I'm just going to go back to the same one, go behind the loop, and that makes a knot. Okay, so here's our round 13. I'm just going to go over one stitch. So I'm going to go up into the stitch here, pull through, and then I'm going to find the middle between those two stitches. So and this is where your embroidery needle is really helpful, because if you use a yarn needle, you're not going to be able to get it through the middle section. And now I'm going to go up. I'm just going to actually move over a tiny bit more right next to that stitch. I'm going to try to get in the yarn a little bit. It's a very little smile. You can also change your smile. You don't have to put one. You can do whatever you like at this point. And then I'm going to go straight down back into that same stitch that I made. It can be a little tricky to get back in there. And that's my simple smile. He looks happy. I'm going to do the same thing as I did in the beginning. I'm going to grab a stitch underneath. I'm going to get the loop, and then I'm going to go behind the loop to secure the yarn. Okay, we're going to get set up again. I'm going to take out this round 13 because we don't need that anymore. And then if you haven't changed your stitch marker, go ahead and do that as well. Surprising enough, we only have 3 rounds to go. So for round 19, we're going to make a decrease, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2. Because we have our bobble stitches, if it's a little hard to see, you can kind of feel for them. So just take it slow. We're going to do a decrease. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2. We're going to do a decrease again. And then single crochet in the next 2. I'm going to let you count so I don't throw you off because you may need to go a little bit slower on this round. So do your decrease, single crochet in the next 2. At the end of round 19, we have 18 stitches. We have 2 rounds to go. Round 20, we are going to do a decrease and then a single crochet. Repeat that sequence. So we have a decrease, a single crochet, a decrease, and then a single crochet. I'm going to let you continue with a decrease and a single crochet. At the end of round 20, we have 12 stitches. Our last round, 21, we are going to make 6 decreases. So we're just going to close this guy up with 6 decreases. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to take out my stitch marker. You can grab your scissors. We're going to leave a long piece of yarn because we are going to fasten off. I'm going to yarn over and pull that yarn all the way through. You can grab a yarn needle at this point because we are going to close up the little hole. So we have 6 stitches. I'm going to count 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then this is our fastened off. I'm going to take my yarn needle and go down the front loop only and then pull that all the way through. This is stitch 1. I'm going to do the same for the second. Go under the front loop. This is our third, fourth, fifth, and then our sixth. There is a little hole here. I'm just going to keep my eye on this hole and I'm just going to tighten this up. Don't pull too hard because you don't want to break your yarn, but I was a little stuck there, so I pulled a little tighter than I'm used to. I'm going to weave this in, so I kind of have to go little ways as we go. And you'll see here that this is how it looks once it's pulled in. So once you weave the yarn in, you can just cut off the extra yarn. And then we're all done. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I'm just kidding. Okay, we're gonna make our desk buddy now. So we did it a little different. We started from the top. So what we're gonna do is just tuck and roll. So kind of roll this guy down and tuck him in as you go. The goal is to get right up to the round where his eyelids are. We're gonna call him his eyelids. So I like to kind of smush that down first, and then I can smooth out the inside once I get that kind of pushed down. So then on the inside, you just want to do all the smoothing and just form that little cup. The bottom will lay flat, so you just kind of need to lay that flat and then smooth out the inside of the cup. There he is. You should be super proud of yourself. Make sure that those eyelids are flipped up, and now he looks happy. He does not look angry, right? He looks good. So I'm going to fix his little smile. I'm going to pop out his bobbles with the yarn needle. And then he or she is ready to be filled with all the goodies. You can also put a little cute fake plant in there. He's kind of perfect for the fake plant because the whole frog thing. And then I have this little friend here. Can pop some candy into him. Thank you guys so much for crocheting along with me today, and go to yarnsociety.com for the free pattern, and I'll see you with Kitty next.